YouTube, bienvenue dans cette nouvelle VOD de Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Dans la dernière VOD, on s'est retrouvés, on a combattu un hélicoptère, on a défoncé un tank, ce me semble. Aujourd'hui, on va crapahuter dans la jungle. Et on va parler français. À chaque fois, je cherche d'où vient le bruit blanc à cause du menu du jeu. Oui. Attention, coup de feu! Vous l'avez évité, bravo. Je trouve que c'est un super menu. Alors oui, c'est bien aussi si je vous mets l'image du jeu. Oui, bah voilà, oui, je m'en suis rendu compte au moment où tu l'as dit. J'ai dit, j'aime beaucoup l'écran de fin, j'ai regardé l'écran de titre, j'ai regardé, fait, ah non, vous le voyez pas. Mauvaise image? Ah oui, mauvaise image, oui. Oupsie. What a thrill. Hop là. Le random commander et Kratok Mackenzie de la VOD, et oui, les backstage. Non mais c'est ma PSP. C'est ma PSP que vous voyez là. C'est ma PSP qui a bugué. Tout va bien. Non, c'est pas une PSP, c'est une PS3. C'est ma PS3 qui a bugué. Alors, où en sommes-t-on? Ouais, putain, j'ai vraiment rien. Ok. Ah oui, on avait écouté les cassettes la dernière fois. On avait écouté Miller. Ah oui, ça m'arrive tout le temps aussi. Bah ouais. Et ben en route pour le labo, les amis.
Snake, infiltrate Dr. Strangelove's research lab and either deactivate or destroy the AI. The lab's built into some ancient ruins, so find those first.
Fini de jouer à cache-cache. Franchement, j'hésite. Hein. On va prendre le Mosin Nagant, évidemment. Hop, on prend le pass de Huey. Huey de The Boys, bien sûr, vous le connaissez. C'est le même. Le même gars. Il cache un labo sous les vieilles ruines, aucun respect. Écoute. This is Snake. Alors. Est-ce qu'il y a des prisonniers cachés? Et est-ce que... Non, j'ai pas pris d'analyseur. Bon, ceci dit, j'ai pas encore rempli la base, donc c'est pas nécessaire. J'ai joué à trop d'autres jeux entre-temps, et du coup j'ai oublié comment on jouait celui-là. J'ai joué à Hitman tout le week-end. D'ailleurs, je me suis rendu compte que dans le stream d'Hitman, j'ai oublié de vous montrer les briefings des missions. Donc vous aviez aucun contexte en fait. Donc je corrigerai ça au prochain stream Hitman. Mais c'était une énorme erreur de ma part. Je te vois toi. Hein. Où est ta tête? Elle est là. Pardon. Écoute, ils avaient l'air riches, ça nous suffit. C'est vrai. Le gars m'a repéré, mais tout va bien. Je l'ai tué avant. Bah alors.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed on board helicopter.
Bonjour monsieur. Ça va? Tu fais une petite sieste?
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Ah. J'ai perdu 500 grammes. Oh la vache. Lourd. Ah. J'adore les trouver alors que je m'y attends pas. Salut toi.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Oh là là, je suis trop forte, putain. Je suis imbattable là-dessus. J'ai trop hâte de vous montrer mon skill sur MGSV. Ça va être fou aussi. À l'époque où j'avais fait Ground Zero, je me rappelle, j'ai vu le... Il y avait un tableau des records de... Ah, c'est toi. Vous allez bien aimer ce qui va se passer.
Hey.
Tu m'as trouvé. C'est moi, le loup.
French. Fini de jouer à cache-cache. Dis-moi qui tu es.
Please, do not kill me.
You're no soldier.
I am a tourist.
What's your name?
Please.
What are you doing here?
Cécile. Cosima. Communard. You're not
Fini de jouer à
one of the
cache-cache.
soldiers?
Dis-moi qui tu es.
Please, lower your gun. Who are you?
I'm an ornithologist.
A poacher?
The gun's for self-defense. I'm looking for that one rare bird in Costa Rica.
Which one? The Quetzal?
Right, the Quetzal. They're rare, but they're not covered under the Washington Treaty.
The resplendent Quetzal is red listed.
Really? You know your stuff.
I am an ornithologist myself.
Well, we'll have to compare notes later. Here, drink some of this.
Bichette, elle est complètement déshydratée.
They told me this was a paradise. That there were more rare birds here than anywhere else. That there was no war here. That it was safe. They told me it was every birder's dream. But they were wrong.
What happened?
If only I had not recorded that stupid voice.
Voice.
I was trying to capture the Quetzal song. Making my way through a thicket, I saw immense runes towering before me.
I chase it away. It will bite you unless you kill it. Go home.
You're the one who made the tape.
I am loyal to myself. Who's there?
I was captured by that woman. But she was kind. She gave me food to eat and even bathed me herself each day. But she said I could go home in a month. So whatever you do, don't take off the blindfold. Do so, and you will never leave here.
Guess you didn't listen. How'd you escape?
I waited for an opening. Stole an ID card. They almost caught me, but I managed to elude them.
You made it this far and then succumbed to exhaustion.
I was barefoot, with no supplies. Oh, I am so sorry. I drank it all.
That facility. Did you see anybody else in there?
Well, there was another woman, but I never saw her in person. Because, you know, the blindfold. Oh yes, she often sang.
Sang?
It was such a strange song.
What kind of person was she? Could you tell anything from her voice?
I don't know. I don't even know why I was held a prisoner. They confiscated my equipment, my supplies, my passport, money, everything. The only thing I was allowed to keep were my undergarments, so that I would not be able to escape. And now, I am without even the means to prove who I am. I will not make it home to Paris like this.
In that case, come to our place.
Huh?
You don't need a passport there. Don't even need a name. If you want to go back to Paris, we'll take you there anytime.
What I want is a shower, a change of clothes, and a cigarette.
I've got a cigar. It's Cuban.
No French cigarettes? I prefer unfiltered.
Fresh out. Come back to my place, and you can have all the French cigarettes you want.
It sounds
C'est
like
con, j'en avais plein.
Close, but not quite. Outer heaven.
It is sounding better all the time.
Si tu m'avais connu il y a 10 ans.
You must have gotten a look at the facility when you escaped, right? What's in there?
Lot of machinery. A big computer, like you would see in a university.
What about the room where you heard the voice? Anybody in there?
I don't know. There was a tube. A large tube in the back. When I approached it, I heard a voice.
What did it say?
Jack. Yes, it simply said Jack over and over.
Jack.
Listen, you've got to get me out of here. I really need a shower.
Wait here. I've still got business to take care of.
What? You're not thinking of going in there, are you? You can't leave me here.
Relax. I'll have some friends pick you up.
This is Miller.
One for recovery. A civilian.
Snake, we don't have room for any more civilians here.
Not even for a blonde Parisienne.
A what? So she's, pretty foxy?
See for yourself. If what she's saying is true, I think we found Paz's friend.
The missing one?
I'm thinking that she's the one that made that tape. Have her listen to it when she gets there.
So she's safe then. Good news.
I'm sure Paz will be glad to hear it.
You bet. Snake, the ruins are just up ahead. Head north.
On my way.
What about me?
Stay put. Ever wonder what it's like to be a bird?
Alors oui, je suis d'accord avec vous, c'est dommage que ce soit pas une actrice française qui la joue. Mais en même temps, je trouve qu'elle fait suffisamment bien le taf de l'accent. Et elle a qu'une seule réplique en français, donc ça passe. C'est comme les acteurs qui jouent Chico et Amanda, tu vois, ils sont pas vraiment... Putain, ils sont d'où? Costa Rica? Non, Nicaragua? Je sais plus. Bref, en tout cas, ils sont pas du tout latinos. Et je trouve qu'ils s'en sortent vraiment bien aussi, quoi. Je parle en termes d'accent, vraiment. Disons qu'ils sont crédibles.
Those were footsteps!
Mais oui, c'est dommage, on est d'accord. Ah, c'est plus compliqué, je trouve. Son accent, il est foireux.
Bolton recovery helicopter is complete. Understood. Dispatching
Mais c'est parce que sa connasse d'actrice n'est pas une si bonne actrice.
extra caution.
Doudou. Doudou. Doudou, doudou, doudou.
Come in, HQ.
This
Ah,
is
c'est là
HQ.
l'accent, il faut sur deux.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Return to base.
Good.
Is someone there?
Non. Ouais, c'est la costaricaine blonde aux yeux bleus. Ouais. Elle fait pas très couleur locale. Hein.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
The enemy's close.
Non. Amanda et Chico aussi. Bah. Déjà, ils ont les cheveux châtains. Ça passe un poil mieux et ils ont pas les yeux bleus. Ouais, je suis d'accord, Chico, il est mieux dans les cinématiques. Son modèle de MGS5 est mieux.
What? It won't open. Damn.
It won't open. What's wrong with it?
Les rendus en dessin sont tellement beaux aussi pour tous. Oui. Pareil. Galvez, le professeur là, en dessin, il est tellement plus charismatique. Genre, je me souviens d'une cinématique avec lui où vraiment je le trouve pas mal sexy. Il a un look d'espion classique.
Snake?
Huey, your ID card isn't working. It won't open the lock.
It can't be.
What's
see-
going on?
She hates me that much? Strangelove's in charge of authorizing IDs. Sometimes a working card has its privileges removed. Say, if she decides she doesn't like that card's carrier.
You think that's what happened?
Well, I was never exactly her favorite.
Bébou.
Well, this could be tricky. The soldiers outside aren't allowed in the lab either, so their cards won't do you any good.
Great.
Snake,
Kaz, where's Cecile?
she just got here. Hold on.
Snake!
Cecile, how'd it feel to fly?
Wonderful. For a moment, I felt what it must be like to be a bird. It almost made me want to give up my research and get a pilot's license. Did you need something?
You said you'd gotten an ID card, right?
Yes, but it was confiscated when the guards got me.
Who took it? What did he look like?
He had an orange jacket. I cannot recall his face, though.
Yeah, they all look pretty much the same. Where did it happen?
Let me think. Ah, yes! I do remember hearing the song of a nearby castle.
Just what I'd expect from a birder.
Would you like to hear it?
Huh? What's that song?
It's my cat cell. I took it with me when I was rescued.
Didn't you say something about them being covered under the Washington Convention?
Just kidding. That was just me. an imitation.
Waouh.
An essential skill for any ornithologist. Pretty good, no?
Damn good.
If you want to hear the Quetzal song again, just let me know. I can tell you all about the birds of Costa Rica, too.
Yeah, will do. Thanks, Cecile.
No, thank you, Snake. Talk to you soon.
Elle est trop mignonne, Cécile.
Kaz, did you play that tape for Cecile?
I sure did. It's hers, all right.
Then she must be...
She's not. Cecile says she's never even met Paz.
What?
She's at least 10 years too old.
But...
I'm guessing Paz convinced herself that it was the tape her friend made. But never mind that. Let's go over what we know so far. The soldier with the ID card is wearing an orange jacket and is in a location where you'll hear Quetzal singing. Find that soldier, retrieve that card.
Et c'est parti pour la pire mission de ce jeu. Ok. Non, je veux pas voir, je m'en bats les couilles. Goat. Alors. Ok. On l'a mise où la goutte du coup? Où est-ce qu'elle est allée? Elle est là, elle est à la R&D. Ah non, c'est pas la même. Il y a plusieurs goats. Ah, elle est là.
Snake, to gain access to the lab, you'll need an ID card. You can get one from a guard in an orange jacket stationed in an area where you can hear Quetzal singing. To get the ID card from the soldier, do a body check. You've got to get inside that lab before the AI gets shipped out. Get a move on.
L'analyseur à la place. Voilà. Oui, je sais comment faire un body check. C'est insupportable.
Scouts are outfitted with camouflage to help them hide. Some of them look kind of weird, like they've got seaweed growing all over them.
Ah, ghillie suits.
Not much difference between them and any other scout in terms of combat ability, but it does make them harder to spot.
I'm sure it does.
You've come across these before?
Yeah, the Soviet Union. The first time, it took me a full hour to find the guy and take him out. Kaz, do you know what they shine?
Shine? Like how?
Like, from their heads.
Their heads?
How about their hair? Do they have a lot of it?
What are you talking about? How the hell would I know?
How about a parrot? Did anybody hear a parrot squawk?
A parrot? Look, Snake, you're talking to the wrong guy. I mean, Cecile's the bird expert. Wait a second, what am I saying? You're not making any sense to begin with.
Never mind. It's a long story. I'll figure it out another way. Forget about it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway, we've already lost too many good people to these surprise encounters. Make sure you don't end up like one of them.
J'adore le fait que Snake, il a deux traumas de l'opération Snake Eater. C'est le meurtre de The Boss et le combat contre The End. C'est un vrai trauma pour lui. Et il panique à l'idée que ça arrive à nouveau.
Selva de la Muerte, huh? Forest of Death. I wouldn't want to get lost here.
La mort en espagnol.
Sure wouldn't. But do not worry. I will be your guide.
Happy to hear it.
By the way, Snake, you know much about sloths?
Just the name.
They are amazing. Sloths spend almost all of their lives up in the trees, except for when they have to go to the bathroom. Plus, they barely eat a thing.
What? How do they survive?
Why do you think they are called sloths? They hardly move, so they hardly burn any energy. They are also able to maintain a low body temperature, lowering their metabolism further and allowing them to survive on very little.
Wouldn't that make it easier for them to get picked off by predators?
They stick to the trees, helping them blend in and stay out of sight. They say there are even some sloths that grow moss when they reach a certain age, like some sort of fairy tale forest hermit, huh?
I knew a great old sniper once. Guess he was even more in tune with nature than I thought.
Old sniper? What are you talking about?
Il en parle à tout le monde.
La Ruinas de Xochiquetzal will be around there. They have not been restored at all, so they may well be covered in plants.
Xochiquetzal?
An Aztec goddess of fertility and beauty. They say she was always accompanied by birds and butterflies. One theory states she was the mother of the god known as Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
The Quetzal is said to be an incarnation of Quetzalcoatl, hence its name.
I get it. Well, this place definitely matches the atmosphere of a cloud forest.
Now, it may have seen better days, but that is still a temple, so be sure to show respect when you're inside.
If the mood strikes me.
Well, you've got no one to blame but yourself if Xochiquetzal strikes you down.
Réel.
I do not know if I recall such large ruins being there.
Well, didn't you say there's a lot we don't know about Costa Rica's ancient civilizations? You talked about some giant stone balls, too. What are those?
Oh, the stone spheres of Costa Rica? They are an assortment of giant spheres carved from stone that were discovered in the jungles of Costa Rica about 50 years ago.
What's so special about that?
What if I told you some of them are nearly perfect spheres, and that they were carved out of granite, which is quite a hard substance?
Could be good for laying a trap. And if they're spherical, they roll easily, too.
Snake!
Le gars, il a cru qu'il était Indiana Jones.
Snake, be careful when going through areas you've passed through before. The enemy could be waiting to ambush you. And do you know how to identify the soldier with the ID card?
Yeah, Cecile told me. He's in a forest with some Quetzals wearing a orange jacket.
He'll be from the lab, probably out on patrol. Do a body check to see if he's got the card.
To do a body check.
Did you see a Quetzal snake?
Yep.
What do you think? Did it look like a snake?
Huh? No, it didn't look like a snake.
Oh, really? Must be different from the Quetzalcoatl then.
Quetzalcoatl.
A winged snake from the Mayan and Aztec legend.
A winged snake.
Weird, right? I bet it's UMA. Amanda and everybody says Quetzalcoatl is a Quetzal in the form of a god. But there's no way anybody mistake a snake for a bird. I think the legend of Quetzalcoatl came first. Somebody saw it and adopted it as their god before they saw the Quetzal. After that, somebody saw a bird that looked like the image of the god, and so they named it Quetzal.
You mean it happened the other way around?
Well, if you ask me, the Quetzalcoatl was probably a pterosaur that survived. I mean, it's got wings and it's a reptile, so it probably looks kind of like a snake, right? Pterosaurs live on in Africa even today. They're called the Congamato and the Elitziao. So it makes sense that there'd be pterosaurs on the American continent too, and that they survived until the Mayan and Aztec eras.
Lucky for us, they're not still around today.
Who says they aren't? The dinosaurs supposedly died out 65 million years ago, and the Aztec civilization only rose about 600 years ago. If they managed to survive 65 million years, surely they couldn't be wiped out in 600.
Après, ses plumes sont très longues, ça peut ressembler à un serpent, tu sais pas. Tu sais pas, c'est vrai. Il a une très longue queue.
Pterosaurs survive today in the African countries of Cameroon and Congo. Each tribe calls them by a different name, like Congomato or Litziao.
There sure are a lot of dinosaurs running around the Congo.
Well, a lot of the land hasn't been settled by humans yet. They've survived all this time, just undiscovered by man. But they're finding fossils in America too. This one they found 3 years ago in Texas had a wingspan of more than 12 meters. If I saw a gigantic pterosaur like that, I'd probably call it a god too. Yup, I'm sure that's what the Quetzalcoatl really is.
C'est grand, 12 mètres. C'est très grand.
So this Dr. Strangelove was at NASA?
Yeah. Well, actually, Strangelove left for DARPA not long after I joined.
And then the two of you ended up back together doing research at Costa Rica.
Not exactly together. We coordinated on a few things, but the research projects themselves were separate from each other. We had it worked out so that Dr. Strangelove handled the mammal pod, Peace Walker's cerebrum, while I did the rest.
That letter, something to do with your research?
Huh? No, it's yeah, it's a report. Research findings.
Research findings?
Findings?
Anything in there we could use against Peace Walker?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Just don't read it, okay? Promise me you won't?
T'imagines, tu te balades et tu vois un oiseau de cette taille, déjà qu'un aigle c'est dangereux. Sans être si grand, oui. Après, un ptérosaure, c'est... Oh là là, elle a beaucoup de trucs à dire, elle. Je veux juste vérifier un truc. Cécile, parle-nous de tout.
That was some escape you made from Strangelove's lab.
Security inside was not so tight. The door to my room was locked from the outside, of course, but she took off the blindfold at bath time, so she could wash my hair.
Pretty luxurious treatment for a prisoner.
Wasn't it? She wouldn't undo the handcuffs, but she washed my body for me instead, and with such gentle care.
Why'd you run away? Didn't she say you could go home in a month? If your escape attempt failed, you'd be in greater danger than before.
I was supposed to be giving a presentation on the distribution of Costa Rican bird species at a conference. The date was approaching quickly. So, I pretended I had to use the toilet and made my escape. I found an ID card and searched everywhere for my equipment and my tape. But a soldier saw me. It was a miracle I managed to get away. There was no time to find the tape. I do not care about the conference. I am lucky enough to still be in one piece.
You bounce back quick.
You don't?
Not sure. I try not to dwell too much on the past, but...
Then don't. There is no point. I am so glad to be out of there. I never felt safe, you know?
Tell me about it.
Well, I think she's interested in women. And I think she took a fancy to me.
Oh, well, that's,
Besides, it is much nicer here.
Was it just the two women in the lab?
Most of the time, oui.
And one of them, you only heard her voice, right?
Yes, that is correct. Such a wonderful voice. It sent chills up my spine.
What was the other woman like?
Ah, don't even think about it. She has not the slightest interest in men.
No, it's part of my mission to...
Only teasing. Let me think. I believe she was in her 30s. Pretty, with a good sense of style, but austere in her tastes. A very unusual woman.
And she was doing research on AI?
AI? So that is what she was up to. You know, she did say something interesting.
that people should not be going into space, that it is too dangerous.
An automated control system for rockets, then.
She said something about wanting to get closer to her dying wish. I think she must have been talking about an old lover.
Lover? You mean another woman?
Huh, my! Aren't we curious about women and other women? You want to hear the terrible things she tried to do to me?
That's not what I meant.
It's all right. You can be honest.
You do seem to get along awfully well together.
No, not at all.
I think you're hiding something.
Never mind. Aren't you supposed to be looking for the Quetzal? Here, I'll demonstrate its call for you.
I knew it.
I knew it!
Let's go over this one more time. First, I need an ID card to get into the lab.
That is correct. From the outside, it looks like any other room. But on the inside, it is a state-of-the-art research facility.
And your ID card got taken away from you by some guy in an orange jacket.
Exactly. I had a Quetzal singing nearby. It has not been that long since it happened.
It could be tricky if he's out on patrol, but if he's a stationary sentry, you don't think the Quetzal's moved?
Its nest is probably nearby. I do not think it will go away anytime soon.
Good. I'll get on looking for that soldier.
If you forget what it sounds like, I will do the call for you again.
Ah, merci.
Just give me a call anytime you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Ce jeu est très fruité, dis donc, oui. Oui, oui, oui. C'est une de ses qualités.
Let me get this straight. You were in Costa Rica as a bird watcher?
Yes, I was. Not for pleasure, though. I am a researcher, after all. I am studying the distribution of Latin American bird species. With today's compact cassette tape recorders, even a woman like me can carry her recording equipment by herself. But it was a mistake to come alone.
Even so, there sure are a lot of wild birds in Costa Rica.
Aren't there? Over 800 different species. Said to be more than 10% of all living bird species on Earth. How many can you name, Mr. Ornithologist?
Hey, I was just trying not to scare you.
You should at least have a basic knowledge of Costa Rica. How about this? I will give you a thorough education, Mr. First-Time Ornithologist.
Okay. Start by telling me about the Quetzal. Cecile, what's that machine you said you used to make those recordings of yours?
Tu viens de te le citer tous les oiseaux.
Something or other.
A cassette recorder, or a cassette denske, as they say in Japan.
Yeah, that. What is that thing anyway?
A portable recording device released last year by a Japanese company, Sony. It uses compact cassettes, making it far lighter than open-reel machines. It still weighs 5 kilograms, but the exercise won't kill me. It is user-friendly too. All the buttons have markings on them, allowing you to operate it without looking at it. Can you imagine missing the shot of a lifetime simply because you blinked?
Oh, that would be devastating. But where'd they come up with Densuke? Sounds like a Japanese name.
Allow me to field that one.
Kaz?
Snake.
Densuke is a nickname that comes from the name of an old manga character.
Was he some recording nerd too?
Don't give me that. Recording atmospheric noises is an exhilarating art. There's nothing like capturing the real world in action on tape. It's just like taking pictures with a camera, only with a microphone instead of a viewfinder.
Oh, sure.
Listen to a tape with your eyes closed, and the scene just bursts to life in your mind's eye. Tell him, Cecile.
Absolutely. When I listen to the sounds of the birds in my apartment, it is like I am back in the forest where I recorded them.
See? She's a Parisienne. She knows what's chic.
If you say so.
And what do you like to record, Monsieur Miller?
Me? Steam locomotives, no question. The roar of the engine, the throaty steam whistle. More animal than machine. Don't get me started. Steam locomotives are a dying breed in Japan. I wouldn't mind going back for a bit and making some new tapes while I still can.
You are less civilized than I thought.
Less civilized?
I detest those beasts. The noise frightens off all the birds. Then there is the smoke. I much prefer the peace and quiet of the forest.
Cecile, wait. That came out wrong.
Sure it did.
J'adore comme ils essaient de te justifier que la majorité du storytelling de ce jeu se fait par cassette. On va pas s'amuser à écouter les trucs sur tous les oiseaux par contre. Mais... Par contre, cette cassette-là, normalement, si c'est celle que je crois, elle va vous faire rire.
Never heard the name Cosima before. Then again, I don't know many people from France. Is it a common name?
No, not that common. But Wagner's second wife was named Cosima Francesca Gaetana Wagner.
Huh.
You know, Kojima is a common last name in Japan.
Kaz?
It's just funny how, I'm part Japanese and Cecile's middle name is so close to Kojima. It feels like destiny unfolding.
You think so?
Oui, oui. That's a beautiful name you have. Cecile Cosima Caminades. Wait a second. Cecile Cosima Caminades. Cosima Caminades. Hey, that's close to...
Close to what?
your name. It sounds almost like the sentence, Kojima Caminades, in Japanese.
And what does it mean, s'il vous plaît?
Well, kami is the word for God in Japanese. Nandesu, well, it's hard to explain, but placed after God, it would turn the sentence into, is God.
Okay, so?
Kojima is God. Cecile's name is a message. I don't believe it. Kojima is God. Kojima is God.
Kaz?
Qui l'eût cru? Ah, il va falloir qu'on écoute les trucs sur la France, on est obligé.
Did you live in Paris your whole life before coming here?
Ah, yes. It is my favorite city. Paris
tiens.
is the world capital of art and culture. It has the latest fashion, the best cuisine, and the most elegant, refined people. The beauty of the Champs-Élysées at night is almost unearthly. The name comes from Elysium, the name of paradise in Greek mythology. Heaven, in other words.
Must be nice for some people. Not for me.
Are you saying the cultured life does not appeal to you?
I'm saying I never had a chance to lead one. Not that it appealed to me anyway.
You prefer war?
I don't like war. Life outside heaven just suits me better.
That is a hard way to live. But if you do ever come to France, I will show you around Paris. Then you will see what heaven on earth is really like.
Probablement le paradis pour quiconque qui a pas mis les pieds. Après, il faut garder en tête que c'est le Paris des années 70, c'est pas la même chose. Hein. En vrai, c'est moins bien aujourd'hui, Paris.
Heaven on earth, huh? The only image I have of France is the Foreign Legion.
Ah, that is how you view France?
What do the French think of them?
It is a difficult question. We normally don't think about it so much.
Well, critics claim it forces foreigners to take on the most dangerous missions, so French citizens won't get hurt.
You are right. That probably had something to do with why it was created. But I understand that along with service comes benefits, such as French citizenship and permanent residency. Those who join are all given an equal chance, regardless of race, religion, education, social status, or national origin. So it can be a godsend for people from poor countries.
A way for the have-nots to live a decent life. I guess that's not so different from MSF.
Oui, c'est vrai que c'était full racisme dans les années 70. Mais c'était aussi moins full pub, full... Je sais pas, il y a un truc avec le capitalisme qui a dévoré la ville, qui personnellement m'énerve. Mais c'est vrai qu'il y avait ça aussi.
There's one other image I have of France. The national anthem.
Ah, La Marseillaise. Not everyone is a fan, of course.
The whole, to arms, citizens. May an impure blood water our furrows thing, eh?
The song was composed right after the French Revolution.
Par un Strasbourgeois.
Fearing what the tide of the revolution represented, the ruling classes in neighboring countries applied all kinds of pressure on the young government. La Marseillaise became the anthem of the volunteer armies that sought to protect constitutional rule against that pressure.
And they couldn't do that without armed force.
Oui, I agree. Some parts are a little belligerent. But we must not forget that if it were not for them, France would not be the democracy it is today.
En vrai, c'est quand même très bizarre de l'avoir parlé de la France. On remarque un peu plus de trucs inexacts. Je pense que c'est aussi dû au fait qu'elle est patriote. Et du coup, je pense qu'elle a une image un peu fantasmée de la France. Ah bah voilà, c'est vraiment un mix d'images et pas fantasmée de la France. Ouais. Mais je trouve que c'est justifié par l'écriture du personnage. Genre, elle aime son pays, vraiment.
Have you ever seen The Umbrellas of Cherbourg?
Oui, c'est de la merde.
A movie? No, never seen it.
No? It came out 10 years ago.
Non, c'est pas une militaire, c'est
Catherine Deneuve. She's so beautiful in it. And the music, the costumes, the colors.
Huh.
It takes place in the naval port of Cherbourg.
That was a beachhead in Normandy.
It is set back when young men were conscripted to fight in the Algerian War.
The French government called the conflict a public order operation in northern Africa.
I was still a little girl then, but I can clearly remember one of my friend's older brothers going off to fight.
Yeah, national service is required in France.
The war splits up two young lovers. Director Jacques Demy's lyrics and Michel Legrand's music tore at my heart. I will never forget its wonderful melodies.
Are you okay?
It changes lives. Changes fates. War is not a good thing.
For some reason, it strikes a chord to hear that coming from someone like you.
C'est pas bien les parapluies de Cherbourg. C'est écrit de manière insupportable.
Speaking of the Algerian War of Independence, you ever hear of the Day of the Jackal?
Ah, you mean the novel that was made into a movie last year? The OAS, a militant French underground group, plots to assassinate de Gaulle, hiring a hitman known as the Jackal. Readers know that de Gaulle was not killed, but it is still so exciting. If someone was going to try to eliminate me, I would hope they would be as thorough as the Jackal, to know everything about me without me suspecting a thing.
Oh, yeah?
I wonder if my birds feel the same way.
I wonder.
Si quelqu'un est engagé pour me tuer, il a intérêt à être puissant, à être fort, à être bon. Bref. Vous vous souvenez qu'on jouait à un jeu? Des kicks chelous, quoi. Un peu. En vrai, peut-être elle veut que ce soit efficace et que ça dure pas trop longtemps, tu vois, qu'elle meure vite et qu'elle ne souffre pas. Ça a intérêt à être au moins 47. 47 était pas né à cette époque-là.
There's supposed to be a Quetzal singing close to where your target is located. Keep your ears open.
Hop, dans la bite.
Guess not.
Fulton recovery helicopter is
Wesh.
complete.
Guess not.
Il y a une qui vise que les fesses des soldats. Mais parce que tu peux les one-shot si tu vises bien au milieu des fesses. C'est pour ça que je vise les fesses. Parce qu'ils portent des casques, donc je peux pas les headshot.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Ah oui, oui. Attends.
Guess not.
Je sais pas si... J'y arrive pas depuis tout à l'heure. Mais je l'ai fait dans les derniers streams. Bon, lui...
Guess not.
Ah
The enemy's close.
non. Ok, le challenge du jour, c'est d'arriver à refaire un butt shot.
Fulton recovered a helicopter.
Si tu vises bien le trou de balle, le gars il fait genre et il s'évanouit tout de suite. Ou il meurt tout de suite si t'as des armes létales.
Once you know which soldier has the ID card, do a body check. To do a body check.
Oh, tais-toi.
There was something I could do. Be strong, Snake.
Somebody there. Huh. Nothing.
Clipez ça si ça arrive. Putain.
It's the enemy. Send reinforcements.
Understood. Dispatching
Ah. Tu sais comment faire un petit check, Aline? Oui. Oh putain, c'est vrai! Merde! Voilà, les fameux fils qu'ils ont. Faut pas faire de CQC sur eux. Ah! Putain, merde. It's the enemy! I need help!
Snake. Come in, Snake. Snake.
Oh la Bérésina! C'est un échec. Un échec cuisant. Genre j'ai cuit. Cuit le quetzal. Bien sûr.
There's supposed to be a Quetzal singing
Ok.
close to where your target is located. Keep your ears open.
Faisais pas ça.
Is someone there?
Non, y'a personne, fous-moi la paix. Snake qui regarde avec son œil droit alors qu'il n'a pas d'œil droit.
I believe in you, Snake.
Merci.
I know it is not easy, but I have faith in you.
Guess not. The enemy's close.
Chiotte!
Quick! Find somewhere to hide! Understood.
De quoi je me mêle, Yui?
Reinforcements now.
Oh, j'ai fait un body check.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed.
Eux, c'est de la
onboard
merde.
helicopter.
C'est ça passe.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
Bravo pour le body check.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Ruins? Oh, think there's treasure hidden inside?
Ah non, point douté, petit garçon.
Come in, HQ.
Ok,
This is HQ.
raté.
What's wrong? What's going on over there?
Guess not.
J'ai jamais vu un gars au fusil à pompe au-dessus du rang E. Ça en dit long sur les fusils à pompe, j'ai envie de te dire. Ainsi qu'au sujet de la société. Allez. C'est je prends.
If you forget what a Quetzal sounds like, give
Snake! Help us reclaim peace!
Il y a des missions spécifiques où il y a des mecs rang S. Notamment les missions infiltration parfaite, je crois que ça s'appelle.
Once you know which soldier has the ID card, do a body
Ou
check.
c'est game over si tu te fais
Do a
repérer.
body check. First, if you forget what a Quetzal sounds like, give Cecile a call on the radio. She'll remind you.
Headshot avec la feuille qui cache tout. On est là. Non. Non.
Hear that? Gunshots! There's one again. Being shot at. Going to alert status.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
Est-ce que par hasard tu aurais pas oublié comment faire un body check? J'avoue, j'aurais peut-être besoin qu'on me rappelle.
I know it is not easy, but I have faith in you.
Oh! B, c'est très bien à ce stade.
I know I will.
Non, t'as rien vu.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Return to base.
Merdique, tout simplement. Oh, si seulement je savais faire un body check, putain.
Somebody there?
Non.
Huh. Nothing.
The soldier carrying the ID card is supposed to be wearing an orange jacket.
Hmm. Je sais où il est, le soldat en question, mais je crois qu'il y a un prisonnier là. Ah, la catarata de la muerte. En la catarata de la muerte. Si. On rappelle, hein, c'est la chute d'eau de la mort en espagnol. Oh putain. Ouais, il est toujours au même endroit. Toujours loin pour toujours te faire chier. Non. J'en veux pas. Reste là. Tu n'atteindras pas le Outer Heaven. Ah non, c'est pas dans cette mission-là qu'il y en a un ici. Bon, bah tant pis. Selva de leche. Coteau. Attends. Coup de feu. Non. Mais c'est pas la fork in the road, c'est pour ça.
Somebody there? Nothing here. Where are they? Here he is. I heard gunfire.
Problématique ça. Ok, C je vais prendre. D je ne prends pas.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Le fait qu'avec les approvisionnements tu récupères pas de silencieux, ça me chagrine, ça me chiffonne. Ça me vexe. Need Fulton, ouais. Quand je vous disais que MGSV c'est la version aboutie de Peace Walker, c'est aussi sur ces aspects-là. Oh bah dis.
I wish there was something I could do. Be strong, Snake.
Oups.
Here he is.
Non.
You'll have to unequip the Fulton recovery device before you do the body check. Snake.
Oh,
pick
j'ai
it
réussi
up.
mon body check. Putain, on va finir la mission la plus chiante du jeu. C'est confortable ça pour dormir, monsieur? Allez, t'as de la chance, je te laisse pas là. Je me suis dit, c'est sûr, il y a un prisonnier. Allez.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete. Our future is in your hands.
D'accord. Et maintenant, faut retourner tout au bout. Faut refaire tout le chemin inverse. Une troisième fois. Promis, après cette mission, le rythme du jeu s'accélère de ouf. D'ailleurs, je me posais des questions et je pense que, pour le moment en tout cas, je vais mettre en suspens les streams de Sea of Thieves. Et je vais remettre Metal Gear le vendredi en plus du lundi. Pour avancer plus vite dans Metal Gear. Parce que je vais être sûr quand même de finir le jeu à temps. Parce que je ne sais pas quand je vais devoir arrêter de streamer. Et peut-être même commencer MGSV avec vous, quoi. Ce serait pas mal. Ça me ferait chier de laisser juste le dernier jeu en suspens. Au moins le commencer. Au moins faire Ground Zeroes. Si j'arrive à faire Ground Zeroes avec vous, c'est déjà super. En plus, Ground Zeroes finit par la bande-annonce de The Phantom Pain. Ce qui est tout à fait à propos. Si je vous laisse un temps sans stream. Le gars, il a cru que je l'avais pas vu. Je vais pas t'emmener, mais je vais faire un body check. Une petite tape sur le cul. Hop là. Du coup, les streams de Hitman vont passer le mercredi. Voilà. Hitman, ça me frustre moins de pas le finir que Metal Gear. Parce que j'aime beaucoup les jeux Hitman, mais ils ont pas la même place dans mon cœur.
He's here!
Ouais.
Enemy sighted, prepare to attack!
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Y a aucun renfort qui est venu pour lui. Vraiment, il était seul. Il a été abandonné par son commandement. Viens, je te prends avec moi. Tu me fais de la peine. Il y a un prisonnier derrière. Allez, c'est bon, tu viens. Et hop, j'ai fini mes Fulton. Juste à temps. On va enfin pouvoir rentrer dans le putain de laboratoire. Bravo à nous. Elle l'aurait laissé s'il était trop mauvais, peut-être. Il a l'air si saoulé.
Excellent. It's open.
Excellent. Oh.
It can't be.
Looks like death wasn't ready for you yet.
Boss,
And who might you be?
you. Dr. Strangelove, I presume.
I've been waiting, Snake. Yes, waiting without joy or pleasure. Waiting for the one I despise.
Don't move.
Don't move, you men and your guns. you all say the same thing. I suppose you're here to destroy my research. Yes, I know. Just as I know what you did 10 years ago. Go on. Kill me like you killed her. Kill me like you killed the boss. Kill me!
What exactly do you...
Come on, Snake. Or should I say Big Boss? That filthy title given you as reward for murder. Do you still wear it with pride? You chose a shadowy country over the mentor who made you what you are. You brought despair to good soldiers everywhere. You used the pretext of a mission to kill a true hero. Is that what you call loyalty? Answer me!
The boss.
Well, what do you have to say for yourself?
She betrayed America. She stole a Davy Crockett and then defected to the other side. She used an American nuclear weapon to attack Soviet territory. The only way for Washington to prove its innocence to Moscow was to eliminate the traitor themselves. The boss's death was the only thing that could have prevented all-out nuclear war.
Is that what you call the truth?
It's the truth as it was told to me.
So the truth is that you sullied the reputation of your mentor, the woman you loved most in this world, before you buried her.
It was my mission.
Huh. So that's the
Il l'a
conclusion
même
you
pas
came
enterré.
to in order to live with yourself.
What's the boss to you?
I'm the one she abandoned when she left this world. I won't rest until I get answers from the woman I loved. You and I are the same. We are the walking dead. Would you like to meet her?
The boss is gone.
Not so fast. You'd like to meet her, wouldn't you? I can arrange it. You took her life. I gave it back.
You what?
Care for a sniff? It's only snuff. You're a cigar man, aren't you? Well, there's no smoking in there, so if you want to meet her, you'd best partake now. Follow me. This is my baby, my morpho butterfly. It's neither pupa nor cocoon, but an imago. A complete individual, in the fullest sense of the word.
Is someone there?
Boss.
We have a visitor. I'll introduce him. Don't try anything foolish. As long as we're in here, I can reduce you to carbon at the press of a button.
Who are you? A man. A warfighter.
Boss. Is that you?
I call it the mammal pod.
Mammal pod?
For my participation on the project, I demanded access to all information on the boss. Everything the CIA had. Her personal history, military records, physiological data, correspondence, the files for every operation she took part in, every decision she ever made at every possible turn, what she took and what was taken from her, her pain and her pleasure, her joy and sorrow, her life and death, and yes, even you.
Why would you do that?
Coldman sought an MAD-based AI that would deliver an effective retaliatory strike against the most appropriate target in response to a nuclear attack from a hypothetical adversary. An unmanned device to act as a deterrent capable of making the decisions and taking the actions that human beings cannot. I therefore concluded he required a cool, calculating machine programmed to inflict swift, sure, and utter annihilation upon the enemy. No retaliation. But he took it upon himself to come up with a different answer. He said he needed the thought patterns of the very finest rational mind, one that thought on a global scale, took both past and future into consideration, and reached the best decision, no matter how painful.
And that's why you asked for everything they had on the boss.
It was the logical thing to do. I knew of only one person who could be entrusted with the fate of the entire human race.
What's your real goal here?
To clear her name. Why was a legendary hero forced to betray her country? Why was she targeted for assassination by you, her most beloved disciple? I have no use for fabrications. I want the truth. The boss's last will. You must be dying to know yourself.
No. No. She abandoned her country. Abandoned us all.
Really? You think you understand her feelings?
You're trying to recreate the boss's last will. Is that it?
Why don't you ask her yourself, Jack?
Jack? What? Jack? Boss. Jack! Boss. Jack! Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Boss. Go home! No, I...
Complete your mission, Snake. Extinguish that noble soul once again. If you can.
Depuis le développement des IA ces dernières années, ce genre de plan paraît encore plus dangereux que ce qui est dans le jeu. Oui! Oui, c'est clair!
I'm not your boss anymore. Go home.
For a long time. There is nothing.
Why did you come back?
Waiting for your birth, your growth.
Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home.
A family. Snake. Commence the operation.
You better stay
I
alive.
just 10 minutes of our lives taxing you. You're a soldier. All that's left for you to take is my life.
Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Go home.
For a long time. There is nothing left inside me now, waiting for your birth.
Go home. I'm not your boss anymore.
I may
Go
not be
home.
able to bear I feel.
What is this? This response? Oh God. Discontinue!
You make this the
OMG.
I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
Yeah!
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
Merde.
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
Vas-y, Snake! Ah!
There's a saying in the
Ah!
Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
Ah!
As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
Come on!
As long as we have loyalty to the end, There's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
Ah putain!
As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack. I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Jack, you can't come with us.
C'est bon. Il a perdu la bagarre. Snake, il a des allus bizarres. Oups. Shit! Wow, 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 wow.
Metal Gear.
Défonce le Snake. C'est quoi comme oiseau ça s'assied? Alors Amanda et Chico, ils appellent ça le colibri. Parce qu'il fait du vol stationnaire. Je vais envoyer des gens en mission.
Snake, that's the chrysalis weapon Huey was referring to. You know what to do.
Apparently, each part of an AI weapon is connected to a memory board inside the AI pod. Destroying a part will release the lock on the memory board. After that, climb in the pod and you'll be able to grab whichever boards you've unlocked. Only thing is, any parts you destroy can't be collected and reused, so you'll have to decide which is more important.
El Colibri may be powerful, but he can be defeated. Looks like you have a lot of places to hide there. Remember your fight with the other chopper. Guerrilla tactics will be key.
Only this one's got a few more aces up its sleeve.
Yes, it might try to crush you by taking out the pillars. Also, watch out for the smaller craft that abducted Chico. The Chico Libri.
Chico Libri?
It means son of Colibri. If it gets you, you'll just have to wriggle your way out. You might get away if you're lucky.
I'd rather not have to take that chance.
Indeed. That would be best.
Certes.
Being an unmanned vehicle, the Chrysalis can perform extreme G-force maneuvers that standard aircraft can't. It'll be difficult to counterattack once it's coming at you. I should mention that it's also equipped with a railgun.
What?
A weapon that fires rounds using electromagnetic force in lieu of gunpowder.
Wait, an electric weapon?
Not exactly. The rounds themselves are conventional shells. It creates force by running an electric current through a magnetic field. Fleming's left-hand rule. Didn't they teach you that at school?
Not at mine.
Oh. Anyway, as the railgun uses electromagnetic force, it needs to charge before firing. Once you see it starting to charge, take immediate evasive action. Also, as with the pupa, destroying the AI will put the unit out of commission. Do enough damage and it'll have to land. Use that opportunity to get in the AI pod. Wait too long and it'll start to repair itself. Be sure to shoot the hatch the moment it lands.
I think I can handle that.
Ça roule. Allez, c'est parti. Alors. PKM ou M60? Je vais prendre la PKM. Ne serait-ce que parce que dans ma partie principale, j'utilise la M60. Ok. C'est parti. Ça devrait aller. C'est pas le combat le plus dur du jeu.
Metal Gear.
Coucou. Il me dirait qu'il pointe son railgun dans ma face. Son railgun dans ma face. Ok. Allez.
Take out the chrysalis. That thing needs to be eliminated once and for all.
Oh l'enfoiré, il a évité. Putain. Yes. En vrai, le Pupa c'est le plus dur, je trouve. Mais le c'est aussi parce que c'est le premier. Et il est super mobile, il est très dur à toucher en vrai, le Pupa. Je suis d'accord. Et le troisième, je trouve que c'est plus facile. Et j'ai cru que je les avais pas. viens, je t'attends. Oh non, les Chico Libri! Ça se passe vraiment bien, hein, le combat. Putain. Oula, oula, oula! J'avais oublié d'équiper les rations! En vrai, je trouvais ça plus drôle de laisser penser qu'elle les appelait les Chico Libri parce qu'ils ont enlevé Chico au début du jeu. C'est horrible. Ah, c'est moi qui ai été bête. Fuck.
Looks getting thick. Careful you don't lose sight of that chopper. Use the surround indicator to help you get a fix on the enemy's position.
Le missile. Oh putain. J'ai fait une barre entière. Allez. Saleté. Ah, bouge. C'est dégueulasse. Je commence à galérer un petit peu. Ok. Attends, c'est pas gagné. J'adore parce qu'on dirait qu'il parle en allemand à chaque fois. Donc, une pensée pour Snake, parce que là, il rentre dans le truc les pieds d'abord. On est d'accord. Donc il a la tête côté trappe. Et hop, il est à l'envers. Donc une pensée pour Snake qui va avoir la tête en bas dans la séquence qui arrive. Il n'y a pas de trappe au sol. Ah putain. Je suis désolé. Bon, moi c'est la fin de la mission, mais vous aurez la cinématique après sans son. Vous aurez que le texte. Désolé. Bon, mon souvenir, c'est pas très long.
Metal Gear.
Là, sinon. Ça va bien, vous? Musique d'attente. Hein. Non. Mon ami Snake, tu es décédé actuellement. N'hésite pas à dire comment tu vas dans les commentaires YouTube, bien sûr. C'est réel. J'ai eu rang S. Snake. Elle m'a manipulé comme une marionnette. Oublie ça, tu les récupéreras. Allez, je vous fais le son moi-même. À condition que tu en aies la volonté, bien sûr. Je n'abandonne pas. Très bien, alors. J'ai vu avec Yui pour la confirmation de l'endroit. Les tests finaux du Peace Walker auront lieu à 24 km au nord du labo. C'est une base souterraine camouflée en mine. Tout ce que tu as à faire, c'est infiltrer et détruire l'IA pour de bon.
D'accord.
Snake, tu peux la détruire, hein?
Ouais.
On a tous nos limites. Il y a des choses qui dépassent nos capacités.
Ne t'inquiète pas. Je ne vais pas foirer le coup cette fois-ci. Metal Gear.
C'est toi qui as tué The Boss. Détruire cette IA, c'est revivre ce moment.
Ce n'est qu'une machine.
Snake, je suis inquiet.
Inquiet.
Pour la même raison qui a poussé la CIA à confier une riposte nucléaire à une intelligence artificielle. Un homme peut condamner à mort une poignée de criminels, s'il a été préparé à en endosser la responsabilité. Mais qui d'entre nous pourrait faire de même à des millions de civils innocents? Qui pourrait réduire en cendres des milliers d'années d'histoire et de l'humanité? Un être humain en chair et en os pourrait-il prendre une telle décision? Jamais de la vie. Personne ne serait capable de porter le fardeau d'un génocide total. C'est justement ce qui a permis à notre espèce si lâche de survivre. Mais pour une machine, la volonté n'est pas un problème.
Qu'est-ce que tu essaies de dire, Kaz?
Tu es un héros, Snake, mais tu n'es pas une machine.
Et je n'arriverai pas à détruire cette chose.
Ce n'est pas la machine le problème, c'est que The Boss vit toujours. En toi.
Foutaise!
Elle est morte, Snake. Il est temps que tu en acceptes l'idée. Disons les choses autrement. Tu as tout laissé derrière toi, ton pays, ton identité, ton passé, tes idéaux. Mais il reste une chose que tu n'as pas laissé partir.
Qu'est-ce que tu racontes?
The Boss. Tu ne l'as pas laissé partir. C'est pour ça que tu as si peur de découvrir la vérité sur elle. Et c'est ce qui t'empêche d'accomplir ton avenir. Snake, ça fait 10 ans qu'elle est morte. Tu vas vivre combien de temps avec un fantôme?
Kaz, je croyais tout savoir d'elle.
Mais je ne comprends toujours pas ce qui lui est arrivé au final.
Ah, non, je ne comprends toujours pas ce qui lui est arrivé au final.
Là, tu n'es pas très différent de cette scientifique.
Quand elle ne m'a pas cru, j'ai compris autre chose. Ce débriefing que j'ai entendu pourrait faire partie de l'histoire qu'ils ont inventé de toutes pièces. Maintenant, même moi, je ne suis pas sûr de ses intentions réelles. Pourquoi a-t-elle accepté cette mission? Ça lui faisait quoi, l'idée de la mort? Pourquoi ai-je été choisi?
Tu veux la vérité? La vérité ne changera pas le passé. Tu veux quand même savoir?
Non. J'ai accepté cette mission pour une gamine qui croit en la paix.
Très bien. Inutile de discuter. Le Peace Walker est sur le point d'être achevé. Allez, boss, en route pour cette base. Le retour de MGS en VF. Ouais, je sais pas imiter la voix de Snake, hein. C'est très dur à faire. Bravo pour ce doublage, merci. Ok, alors, je vais sauvegarder tout de suite. Hop, je repasse en plein écran, bonjour. Et je relance le jeu sur ma PS3, bien sûr. Excusez-moi, ma console est vieille, elle a des bugs. Bonjour. C'est en train de se lancer. Ça vient. Heureusement que c'est tombé là et pas à un certain moment du jeu où il y a vraiment une palanquée de cinématiques très longue. Allez, c'est parti. Une palanquée. Je suis une vieille personne, les amis. J'ai littéralement de l'arthrose. On a de nouveau le son, mais au prix du doublage VF. I won, but at what cost? Artwork. Ok. On va continuer à les envoyer. Hein. Ah, lui, on va pas l'envoyer. Alors. Je pense qu'il a ses chances. Il y a des miracles, hein. On va faire le lot, parce que le lot, c'est très bien pour la fin de jeu. On va rien lancer d'autre pour le moment. Hop, hop. En route pour la base minière.
Snake, the Peace Walker platform and AI have been shipped to the final testing base. Once assembled, it's only a matter of time before they launch the nukes. Hurry!
Oui, je vais me hurry.
So tell me, what do they mine around here?
Gold, if I am not mistaken.
Gold? No kidding. I wonder what would be the fastest way to...
I do not know how much success they have had. You do not hear of anyone still operating mines around here.
Oh.
Generally speaking, people here are not too thrilled with outside capital coming in and taking away the country's natural resources. 4 years ago, a group of protesters hurled stones at the Parliament building when people found out the country had been bestowing mining rights to foreign companies.
Ah ouais,
I remember
bizarre.
those barracks. They're full of crisscrossing pathways, so visibility is terrible.
Perfect for sneaking.
That may be true, but it will also be easy to lose your fix on where you are. You could end up bumping into enemies when rounding corners, too.
I'll be careful.
You'll get a better view on the roof, but naturally you will be more easily spotted, and there are few places to hide. If you are going up there, get a quick lay of the land and then come back down. The soldiers there do not have access to many long-range weapons, most likely because of the terrain. A sniper rifle could be really advantageous there.
I'll keep that in mind.
Good luck, Snake.
Je vais vous montrer dans cette mission un easter egg très rigolo, que vous attendez pas du tout.
A base disguised as a mine? We never made it that far. I don't know what kind of place it is, but you'd better be careful, just in case.
I plan to.
I've heard that the American army keeps dead alien bodies and UFOs in secret bases.
C'est vrai.
Aliens.
There are billions of stars in space. You've got to think that at least a few have civilizations more advanced than ours. I'll bet they visit Earth in UFOs. In 1947, the Army actually announced that they had caught a flying disc-shaped object near Roswell, New Mexico. Maybe you don't know about it, but those Army guys, they all know.
Oh, you don't say.
Anyway, there's no telling what kind of mystery weapons they might have stashed up there. Watch your back.
Ok, mec. Allez, raconte-moi.
Apparently, UFOs are connected to cattle mutilations.
Cattle mutations?
No, not mutations, mutilations. It's a word I'd never heard before. People have been reporting their livestock dying in
Mais maintenant,
mysterious
X-Files ou
ways
quoi?
near the same places where UFOs have been sighted. They say the bodies are drained of blood and the eyeballs and sexual organs are gouged out.
Wow, when you leave a corpse cut open in a field somewhere, the ground soaks up the blood.
Yeah, but supposedly these cows weren't cut up by any man-made means.
Maybe maggots got to them.
In some cases, they detected radiation.
Radiation.
Even in our own town, we had goats that died in strange ways. Some said they saw a monster. A lizard on 2 legs covered in spines from its head all the way down his back. I wonder if that's what the aliens look like. Or if it was some pet they brought with them.
Either way, doesn't sound like a very advanced civilization to me.
Well, if you see one, tell it I said hi.
Sure, if it speaks human.
Je vais appeler Internet pour lui raconter ça.
UFOs kidnap people, too. You know, alien abductions. You've heard of the Hill abduction, right? That couple back in the 60s? So when I first saw the Colibri, I thought it was a UFO.
The Fulton recovery.
I know those guys are working with the aliens, even if they wouldn't let me see them.
Well, you better not get caught again, or they'll be experimenting on you.
I'd take that over
Quel
torture.
bâtard.
What do you think they look like? Completely bald, maybe, with gray skin and big black eyes? Or maybe they're 4 vara tall and wear skirts?
I kind of doubt it. I'll give you one thing, though. I've never seen anything move like that. Maybe the CIA really did make contact.
You see? It's true!
Cette mission, j'ai tourné pendant 30 minutes pour attendre un prisonnier à un endroit. Celui... c'est sur le petit bout de toit, là?
You want to know something? I once met an alien cat.
An alien cat?
Yep, it was dark out, so I couldn't see too well. But it was a cat with a huge long tail. Its eyes shined in the dark, too.
Most cats' eyes do.
At first, I thought it was a regular cat. But then, he started talking to me. Inside my head.
Inside your head?
He said his name was Altargoso El Baki Muñudar. He'd come to Earth from the Andromeda Galaxy to check out Earth's nuclear weapons.
The Andromeda Galaxy? Mankind's barely made it to the moon. We couldn't possibly launch nukes that far.
El Baki said he was watching over us, to make sure we don't destroy ourselves with nukes, until the day we humans are ready to join the Space Federation.
It's a shame. This is supposed to be the era of détente, and still we've got people pulling stunts like bringing nukes into peaceful countries. If something ever went wrong, and set off a chain reaction of retaliation.
I know. This planet could destroy itself at any time.
Ça fait réfléchir.
Stealth.
How's the horse doing?
Not too bad. You'd never know he was over 20 years old.
He was hers, after all.
Seems like some part of her became a part of him.
C'est le cheval. C'est le cheval de The Boss. On a
The
vu dans le
platform and
GS3.
the cerebral AI are supposed to be assembled at an underground base disguised as a mine. If my guess is right, both of them have already arrived and are being readied for final testing. Destroying the platform will be difficult. I suggest getting up close and destroying the AI instead. Whatever you do, I'm begging you, don't let my Peace Walker launch a nuke. Hurry, Snake!
C'est l'heure du goûter, les amis. Moi, je mange un carré de chocolat.
Peace Walkers in a base due west of your current position. Move out.
Ok. Vas-y, tourne-toi. Yes. Raté. Et quel ticket, tu l'avais trouvé l'easter egg rigolo dans ce... Dans ce niveau-là?
Go west, Snake. West.
Ouais, je pense que tu saurais si tu l'avais trouvé. Ah, allez, je le prends quand même. De toute façon, il n'y a pas beaucoup de soldats à prendre ici.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. Oh, all right. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
We're under attack. Going to alert status.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Understood. Maintain heightened alert.
J'ai juste vu un gars à un endroit bizarre. Ok. Ah, c'est pas ça alors. Pardon.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. HQ.
Bon.
Understood. Stay.
Alors l'attrait principal de cette tenue, c'est que on ne fait pas de bruit. Même si je cours debout, ils m'entendront pas. Elle est très pratique. Je vais majoritairement porter ça jusqu'à la fin du jeu. Ah non, non, on en fait vraiment pas du tout. Regarde l'indicateur de bruit. Il y a vraiment rien qui se passe. Même debout. Du coup, tu peux vraiment courir derrière les gens. Ils t'entendront pas. Merci. Alors, l'easter egg. Ah oui, tu te déplaces plus vite aussi avec cette tenue. Oh, il y a un mec sur le toit à gauche. Je l'avais pas vu.
Somebody there? Can't be imagining things.
Ah, c'est pour ça qu'il poussait des cris, c'est parce qu'il descendait petit à petit. Ok, il n'y a plus personne.
Fulton recovery
Allons-y.
helicopter is complete.
Oui, d'après.
There's some straw below you. You can dive into it with the action button. Back in the time of the Crusades, members of the Order of Assassins used what is called the Assassin's Straw Box to hide and get close to their enemies.
Voilà. Littéralement Assassin's Creed.
people inside an assassin's straw box. You're headed for a base they've done up as a mine. Snake, head for the underground base that's been disguised as a mine.
Je me demandais pourquoi Ubisoft et l'équipe Assassin's Creed 2 étaient dans les crédits du jeu. Et bah voilà. Et d'ailleurs, dans MGS4, tu peux avoir la tenue d'Altaïr. Mais elle est chiante à débloquer, je crois. Mais tu peux techniquement déguiser Snake en Altaïr. Et il lui manque même le doigt. Et du coup, dans Assassin's Creed 2, tu peux avoir la tenue de Raiden. La tenue du MGS4. Raiden Cyborg Ninja. Oh, j'espère que ça me coupe la mission parce que j'ai fait une bêtise. Je suis pas bien équipé pour ça. Dis-moi suite à la prochaine mission. S'il te plaît. Yes. Parce que j'ai que des armes non létales et il y a des kidnappers, donc je pourrais pas les abattre. Ça va vraiment foutre la merde. J'ai fait un petit rot. Excuse me. De Chico Libre. Oui, de Chico Libre. Non, non, je voulais pas. Ouais, il y a eu des pertes, oui. Bon, il y en a toujours, hein. Et il y en a qui sont à l'hôpital aussi. Pour plein de raisons, d'ailleurs. Carl Gustav. Le Carl Gustav, c'était mon arme de prédilection à l'époque, il y a très longtemps, quand je jouais sur PSP. Mon arme de prédilection pour les véhicules. Parce que la toute dernière amélioration du Carl Gustav, elle est parfaite pour les véhicules. Parfaite.
Damn it! You've been spotted by the guards. Take them out.
Allez.
They must have had to clear a considerable amount of forest to open up that mine.
No doubt. So much for any hiding places, too.
And it is not just the forest. Without the proper precautions, The mine's wastewater could pollute the groundwater. And to top it all off, they're developing nuclear weapons there too. How can people care so little about their own country?
I'm not the one to ask about that.
Well, you may have abandoned your country, but you still treasure where you came from.
You think so?
Sure. I know you do.
Paz, you... Whatever you do, never stop loving your country.
Take a look, Snake. That place is as wide open as a soccer stadium. Best to use a long-range weapon you can snipe with.
I can see several exits.
Right. Don't get too focused on any one of them.
Copy that.
Go get 'em, Snake.
Survival.
Alors, on va prendre le petit Colt et le Mosin Nagant. Et c'est parti. Ah. C'est pas du tout un Colt. Si, je sais plus. Bon, bref, peu importe. J'arrivais pas à faire des headshots avec le Nagant, du coup j'ai fait la mission avec le MK22. Waouh. Du coup t'es allé les voir de près ou tu les as snipés avec un pistolet banal?
There's no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on. Snipers will get a bead on you from a distance. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Je vais essayer de se mettre en place. Putain. Non. Marde. Ok, il n'en reste que deux pour le moment. Le truc c'est que t'as pas besoin de faire des headshots avec le Nagant. Oh, la cadence de tir pété de ce flingue. Vas-y, les suivants. Alors, on vient me rendre visite. C'est quoi ces snipers en carton qui sont obligés de venir près de leur cible? Vous êtes Sniper Wolf ou quoi? J'avais oublié d'équiper les rations, comme d'hab.
Snake! There's so much more I wanted to learn from you.
Je suis bête. Je suis bête. Voilà, on corrige cette erreur tout de suite.
There's no turning back now, Snake. Wipe out the enemy. Move on.
Boum. Oh putain.
Keep your eyes peeled for snipers. A good one can hit you from a mile away.
En vrai, le truc, c'est que dans ce jeu, comme c'est un jeu PSP à l'origine, et que tu visais... ce qui faisait office de stick droit, c'était des boutons de droite, il y a une aide à la visée, en fait, sur toutes les armes, sauf les snipers, parce que les snipers, c'est trop précis pour ça. Et du coup, c'est peut-être pour ça, en fait, que c'était plus facile. Hello, Maweni. Ok, je vais les défoncer. Salut les gars! C'est parti! C'est l'heure du C2C! Ah, les enfoirés, ils sont partis. Voilà. On va remonter. Oh putain, ils ont des lance-roquettes. Je l'ai remarqué avant toi, Miller. Dommage. Tu te souviens comment on fait un body check? Oui, je me souviens. Je n'ai pas oublié le bon vieux temps. Wow. Putain. Voilà. Vas-y, moi je peux pas m'allonger pour tirer, c'est dégueulasse. Il n'y a plus de petits colibris. Putain, il y en a un autre. Ah, je l'avais déjà eu. Ah, l'enfoiré! Tu m'attraperas pas. Je suis à couvert. Allez, plus que 10. Je parie qu'ils vont sortir de là. Ou alors d'en bas. D'en bas. Tu te fous de ma gueule en tirant en tâche, je touche personne? C'est vraiment dégueulasse. Où est-ce qu'ils sont? Ah putain. Oh putain. Autant profiter. Il me reste 3 balles. Oh le headshot. Et lui il a un lance-roquette. Merde. Ok. On y va en commando. Bonjour monsieur, c'est pour faire un body check. T'es le dernier mon cochon. Hop, body check. Et hop. Let's go. C'est la victoire. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Mais qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bruit? La terre tremble.
Metal Gear.
Oh
Metal Gear.
C'était bien timé. Oh no! Le truc est immense. C'est une forteresse. En vrai, mec, tu devrais rester là-haut. Hein. Ça chante plus. si, il va chanter aussi. Ouais, mec, fuis. La roulade. Alors croyez-le ou non, c'est le plus facile des trois. Et pourtant il a un bras tronçonneuse. It's the cocoon. La suite à la prochaine mission. Allez, on va faire celle-là. Je sais que je peux le faire. Je crois en moi-même. Il y a une astuce qui casse un peu le combat. Ah ouais? Parce que moi j'ai mes techniques, mais est-ce que tu peux me la dire sans spoiler? Est-ce que tu peux donner un indice de ton astuce qui casse un peu le combat? Parce que moi j'en ai plein. Hein. Et je vais vous les montrer d'ailleurs, celles que j'ai. Là où il peut pas te voir. Ah. Alors. Il peut pas te voir, mais il peut te faire du mal quand même. Hein. Si c'est ce que je crois. Je veux dire là où le soleil ne brille pas. Ah putain, ça y est, on arrive dans la phase où il n'y a plus de place. Allez Snake.
You're fired.
C'est facile à gérer. Ah. Je préfère être plus à découvert pour le coup. Oh ça fait chier. Ça fait chier, j'ai besoin du lot. Putain, 99% du rang 2. Ça casse ta couille. Pas grave, on va gérer avec le rang 1, tant pis. You're fired. Le mec c'est Donald Trump.
Snake, that's Huey's unmanned weapon, the cocoon. Put it out of commission.
That is El Escarabajo, the beetle. Even we don't know the Escarabajo's weaknesses.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
You could try asking that scientist, Huey, right? This is just common sense, but once it fires a missile, it must take time to reload. And moving a machine of that size must require the release of considerable amounts of heat. Another option would be to take out its weapons. Sorry I wasn't much help.
No, you've given me some ideas.
Détruire ses armes, il y en a 1000. Instant cocooning. Le truc il est couvert de flingues.
During development, I had trouble figuring out how to handle the cocoon's excess heat. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but the radiators are most likely its weakest points. They're not heavily armored, as heat wasn't dissipating properly.
Where are they?
There are multiple radiators on the upper and lower sections. Just look for the exhaust fumes. The only thing is, the upper radiators typically aren't exposed. You should probably shoot for the lower ones first. You could move under its body to access the lower ones, but the cocoon is capable of vertical movement, so be careful not to get crushed. Watch out for missiles and hedgehogs, too.
Hedgehogs? Anti-submarine multiple spigot mortars?
I adapted the technology for use as a surface weapon. Both the missiles and hedgehogs take time to load, though. It can't fire a hedgehog until the lamp comes on. As for the missiles, watch for the way the hatches move.
That'll be my chance to get close.
When the hatches open, out come the missiles.
Sachez qu'on va absolument pas exploiter les trucs de refroidissement, les exhausts là. Parce que moi, j'ai peur de rien en fait. C'est parti, instant cocooning. Le challenge c'est d'y arriver du premier coup. Et comme j'ai des armes un peu merdiques, je suis pas sûr d'y arriver. On verra bien. Mais j'ai tellement fait ce combat que je connais un peu ses mouvements par cœur. Merde! Bon, ça commence bien. Moi, je vais rester en haut. Oh, c'est dégueulasse. Littéralement aucune peur en ce qui me concerne. Ah. Il me manque son cul. Ça c'est les fameuses mines anti-sous-marins dont il parlait. Vas-y, utilise ton gros canon là. Je sais que t'en meurs d'envie. Alors il va tirer 3 tirs devant moi et 1 derrière. Merde, c'est pas là que je veux aller. Donc 3 derrière et 1 devant. Et hop, faut faire demi-tour au troisième. Voilà. Pour l'instant, c'est plutôt tranquille, hein. Ah. 2, 3, demi-tour, 4. Ok, on passe à la deuxième phase du combat. Je suis bien placé en plus. Tu vois, il chante.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Et hop.
The shock dislodged the ladder on the side of the treads. You can use that to get on top.
C'est parti. Il a l'air plutôt content de se faire défoncer. Alors attention, il y a un piège ici. Voilà, bon il l'a pas fait. Mais en général il sort sa queue avec la tronçonneuse ici pour raser, donc il faut s'allonger. Et on arrive dans la phase finale et là ça va défoncer. Et ici il a quasiment plus de défense. Ensuite tu te mets là. Et c'est gagné. Oh non, je prends des tirs. Boum. C'est gagné. C'est vraiment le boss le plus facile de ce jeu. Mais si t'as pas la technique, ça peut être un combat très très long. En fait, si tu te fais chier à attaquer des parties précises, t'as pas fini. Il faut se concentrer sur le tube, c'est ce qui marche le mieux. Bon, et après on ira écouter les cassettes de Yui. Finito. Yes. Quelle chance. C'est vrai. Allons voir notre Metal Gear. Il commence à prendre forme. Bon, on n'a pas encore de jambes et de tête. Mais... Ah, on a un railgun qui est déjà prêt.
Metal Gear.
Déjà lui donner une identité un petit peu. Voilà. Alors... Ici ça n'a pas bougé. On va aller écouter des cassettes. Parce que là ça va être la fin du stream. Peu importe. Ouais, on n'a pas fini Miller aussi. Oh, Miller, il a vraiment beaucoup de trucs à dire. Miller, il a tous les tutos aussi. Non, j'ai envie d'aller voir Yui. J'ai envie d'écouter Yui un peu. Chico, il a rien de nouveau. Ah, et les photos d'OVNI.
Snake, is it true you took a picture of El Colibri?
Yep. Got it right here.
Whoa! It's like an actual UFO! I knew it! Los Yankees are working with the aliens!
I know it kind of looks that way, but...
Hey, Snake, can you make me a copy of that?
I don't see why not. What for?
People pay good money for this stuff. We can use it to raise money for MSF.
Sure, kid. You go out and get us a good price for it.
You don't believe me, do you? I'll get the money. You'll see.
Objets spéciaux Lovebox. Oui, c'est vrai. On va faire celle-là et l'autre aussi.
Snake, about cardboard boxes. It feels kind of weird me explaining this stuff to you, but there have been a few recent developments in cardboard box technology. So just to be safe, here goes.
Go on.
You can do much more with a box than just hide under it. You can put it someplace and leave it there.
Huh?
You can get on top of it and use it to reach high places, or hide from the enemy in its shadow.
I like what I'm hearing so far.
And that's not all. You can even put items in it and send them to co-op's teammates.
Really? I never thought of any of that. Damn. Is there anything a cardboard box can't do? Every soldier should have one.
Yeah, well, don't get too excited. This isn't exactly what they were made for.
Which reminds me, don't you think the boxes around here are a little on the big side?
You're right. I bet 2 people could fit under one box, if they packed in tight enough. They call them love boxes.
Love boxes?
Of course, you don't need a love box to fit 2 people inside. Any box of similar size will do.
2 hommes dans une boîte.
Up to 2 people can fit inside a cardboard box.
Tell me how.
Move close to a box with a teammate inside, and an icon will appear. Then press the action button.
Non, il se fout pas de sa
You'll
gueule, il
stay
est
inside
premier
as
degré.
long as the action button is pressed.
So, same as snake formation, huh?
Exactly the same. In fact, when you put on a cardboard box when snake in, both of you can climb inside.
A box big enough to hold me and my buddy. These are fine times we live in, hey Kaz?
Yeah. Sure, boss.
En vrai, c'est Kaz qui se fout de la gueule de Snake. On n'a pas... le tank? Alors... Bon, je l'ai débloqué.
Snake, about that cassette player Galvez was carrying.
What about it?
That was no Russian imitation. It was the real deal. A prototype developed by a Japanese company.
Get out of here.
It's true. It had the Sony logo on it. The product name is Walkman.
Walkman.
It's a revolutionary new concept. Music you can listen to on the go. You can take it with you when you leave the house. I gave it a listen. and you wouldn't believe how good the sound quality is for something so tiny. And in stereo, too. Think of the technology that must have gone into it. And that tape is equally amazing. The treble range is clearly superior to any other cassette ever made. Stylish, too.
How'd Galvez get his hands on a model that's not even out yet?
Beats me. It's not the kind of thing I'd expect some stodgy Soviet to be into.
Me neither. Tell you what, though, it's a fine piece of work. It'll let me listen to my music when I want, where I want.
I never thought I'd hear you say that, but I have to agree. Me? I'm a recording freak, and I always used to laugh at the idea of a portable player. But now that I've seen it in action, I've changed my mind. Being able to take your music with you, this could be the start of a revolution in music.
Could be.
I'm having the guys at Mother Base study and analyze it. Who knows? They might be able to come up with something even better.
Ouais, je sais pas non plus quand on l'a la cassette sur la boîte tank, mais je sais que dans ma partie perso je l'ai. J'ai pu l'écouter. On verra bien. Allez. Redevenons un peu sérieux. J'espère qu'il y a la cassette sur le NORAD.
I'm starting to sense your feelings about nukes are a little different from your colleagues.
How do you mean?
Your little chat with Coldman back there.
I told you my father worked on the Manhattan Project, right? You're familiar with it?
The basics, yeah. It was the project that kicked off the nuclear age.
That's right. Some of the finest minds of the 20th century, including multiple Nobel Prize winners, worked on it. They spent over $2 billion, and that's in 1940s money. It culminated in the successful nuclear test at Alamogordo on July 16th, 1945.
And the first use in combat a few weeks later. Doc?
I can't walk.
What?
My spine isn't shaped like everybody else's. I can't move my lower body, so I've never taken a single step, not since I was born.
What's that got to do with your dad being in the Manhattan Project?
As a result of his research, my father was exposed to high doses of radiation. It can't be a coincidence that my chromosomes are messed up. That's why I didn't want for these nukes to be another sword of Damocles. I wanted to give them a real purpose, to be a deterrent against war.
Doc.
And Coldman, we have to stop him, whatever it takes. August 6th, 1945, Hiroshima. August 9, Nagasaki.
The atom bomb attacks on Japan.
My father was married to his work. I don't have a single memory of going places or doing stuff with him on weekends. But even as a kid, I knew on some level that it was for his family. I respected him. My mother used to tell me all the time, "Your father is a brilliant scientist. He saved countless American boys from death. You should be proud of him."
Yeah. You could say the war ended because of those bombs.
When I was in the 5th grade, a Japanese student transferred to our class. She showed me photos of Hiroshima after the bomb. I couldn't believe my eyes. A city of over 350,000 people reduced to a scorch mark on the ground by a single atomic bomb. Houses blown off their foundations, burned to ashes. The only things left standing were the skeletons of steel-framed buildings. And it wasn't just the buildings. Blackened corpses on the side of the road. Survivors covered head to toe in severe burns. Within a few months, over 70,000 had died in Nagasaki, twice that in Hiroshima. For years after that, I couldn't talk to my father. Couldn't even stand to look at his face.
I know how you feel, Doc. But your father's your father.
If he hadn't worked on that project, my body wouldn't be like this. I could be researching something else. I could have lived a normal life. It wasn't so long ago the world stood on the brink of nuclear war.
Just over on the other side of the Caribbean.
I was 17 at the time. I'd skipped a few grades and was a sophomore at MIT. I remember feeling kind of apathetic about the news that came in every day. It seemed clear to me that as long as they had a grasp of the concept of nuclear deterrence, there was nothing to fear.
Either that, or they were fanning that fear on purpose.
As a way to secure a bigger defense budget? Huh, I can see that. But if that was their plan, it kind of backfired.
Because it ushered in the era of détente between East and West.
Coldman's really gonna do it this time. Once the nuclear genie is out of the bottle, the yoke of deterrence is going to be meaningless. People will die. Cities will burn. We have to stop him now before it's too late to turn back.
So you've been doing nuclear research your whole life?
No, not really. At first I wanted to be an aerospace engineer. For me, the Sputnik launch was a good shock, not a bad one. I thought the age when science was used for war was over, and that a glorious age of space exploration was dawning. The year I skipped ahead and got into MIT, Gagarin went into orbit, which made me more excited than ever. Of course, even back then, I knew the space race was just another facet of the Cold War.
Moscow had a leg up on us, and we were desperate to catch up.
I know. But for me, it was a happy time. I joined NASA, got to do the kind of research I loved. Our nation's prestige hinged on our work. They gave us whatever resources we asked for. I knew you could turn a rocket into an ICBM by fitting it with a nuclear warhead, but that didn't bother me so much. It didn't last long, though. The space and nuclear arms races took up enormous sums of money. America beat Russia to the moon, but that's where it ended.
Then came détente.
Exactly. NASA's budget was slashed as a result. My father being a nuclear expert and all, they put me to work on a more obvious deterrent: missiles. At NASA, I'd been researching a locomotion system for lunar exploration. Tires aren't suited to driving around on the moon, you know. And that's how I caught Coldman's eye. Let's speak in hypotheticals for a minute. Say you wanted to make a clone of yourself.
A clone? Paramedic had the same idea. It's science fiction.
I'm just hypothesizing here. Okay, not a clone then. You have any kids?
Nope.
Wife?
I've never been tied down.
Okay then. So, we're still talking hypotheticals. Say you had a son who'd inherited your genes. Someone with the same combat abilities as you. Would you challenge him to a fight?
Not to sound cocky, but I wouldn't want to do that. No telling who'd survive.
I'll bet. You picked up on the Pupa 5000's combat patterns in seconds.
Only with your advice, Doc.
Well, if anybody could learn to do it just by listening, it'd be easy. But you're a born soldier.
Et pourtant, Solid Snake va le
You
tuer.
must have been born with genes geared for combat. Soldier genes, if you will.
Genes geared for combat? I don't care how advanced their research is. You can't blame genes for everything.
Blame genes? You think it's funny?
What?
You think genes have nothing to do with this body I was born with?
I don't know.
Look, that fear of facing someone of equal
Ça n'a
ability
rien à
in
voir,
combat,
lui.
imagine that on a strategic scale. That's the concept of nuclear deterrence. The idea is, when all sides are armed with the destructive power of nuclear weapons, they'll avoid nuclear war in order to prevent mutual annihilation.
Doesn't sound all that sophisticated to me.
Exactly. It's so simple in principle. But because it's so simple, whether or not it works properly depends on the people involved. In that sense, what we're looking at now is a malfunction in deterrence theory.
Coldman.
You got it. Please, Snake, don't let deterrence die.
Oh là là. Hein?
Metal Gear.
Merde.
Hey, Doc, what was that you were smoking in the lab? It looked like a cigarette, but it wasn't lit.
Oh, it's an electronic cigarette. I designed it myself. Pretty neat, huh?
Electronic cigarette.
Yep, a liquid in the filter that turns into vapor, and you inhale the microparticles.
So that was vapor.
I'd actually rather be smoking normal cigarettes, but not in that room. The smoke would wreck the precision equipment in there, ruin all its wiring. But the vapor is just steam. It doesn't contain tar or anything like that. So I can smoke it in the lab with no worries.
Nice.
Want to try one?
Nah, I'll stick with cigars.
Yeah, but...
I don't like imitations. The real thing's always better.
Okay.
Ça viendra.
But you know, sooner or later, smoking's gonna become very unfashionable across the world. It hurts you and those around you. Electronic cigarettes might not seem so bad then.
Yeah, when that happens, I'll think about it.
Ce jeu était visionnaire. Ne serait-ce que pour ça.
You said your dad was involved in the Manhattan Project, right?
Yeah?
And you think that's why you can't walk?
I don't know. Actually, you know, probably not. So far, nobody's found evidence that exposure to radiation in parents causes genetic defects in children, except for those exposed in the womb. Epidemiologically speaking, anyway.
That's the conclusion of the Atomic Bomb Casualty Commission.
Right. The ABCC commenced its study immediately after the war, and it's still ongoing.
Even now, 30 years later.
The effects of radiation exposure last a long time. I'm guessing it'll be another 10 years before we get a real verdict on whether it affects genes. Granted, it's the most massive study anybody's ever done. But that's really all it is, a study. The ABCC brought in bomb victims and ran tests on them, but they didn't treat them.
Really? Them too, huh?
At any rate, that's what my father made me believe when I was growing up.
Maybe it was tough for your dad to explain. Ever think of that?
Yeah, maybe. But this is my problem now, Snake. I have to face the nukes head on, whether I like it or not. My creations are being used for the wrong purposes. The onus is on me to stop it somehow. Help me, Snake. Hey, as long as I'm here at Mother Base, why not assign me to the R&D team? You could use a guy like me.
Glad to have you on board. I'm sure Kaz is, too.
Once I've got the necessary materials and design specs together, I should be able to start building you that bipedal weapon platform. Nothing would make me happier than for my research to help put a stop to Peace Walker.
Très bien. Allez, on va écouter... On va écouter le truc avec Mr. Strange.
You ever see the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Can't say I have.
Fantastic flick. The outer space special effects are incredible enough, but the depiction of AI is what really stands out.
There's an AI?
Yeah, a spacecraft pilot AI called HAL. It plays a major role in the story. Dr. Strangelove loves it too. Did I ever tell you about the time we first met up in Costa Rica?
No.
You know how she hates men, right? So we hadn't seen each other since NASA, and we just weren't hitting it off. Until we started talking about HAL, and then she started going off. The way she talked about it was so intellectual. The way she analyzed every plot detail, how passionate she was about the AI. It made me fall for her all over again. You know what? Here's to Hal for bringing her and me closer together. You should ask her about 2001 too. Then you'll understand just how amazing she is.
Amazing, huh?
Hal. Now there's a good name.
Hal Emmerich. Ça sonnerait bien. Écoutez, on n'a pas le temps d'écouter tout ça là. Donc on écoutera ça la prochaine fois. Qu'est-ce que je voulais dire? Je ne sais plus. Elle déteste les hommes et pourtant elle garde espoir. L'espoir fait vivre. Et tant qu'il y a de la vie, il y a de l'espoir. Du coup, il est un peu immortel. Merci YouTube d'avoir suivi cette VOD. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Si vous avez aimé la vidéo, bien sûr, aimez la vidéo. Si vous avez aimé la vidéo, laissez un commentaire sous la vidéo. Et si vous avez aimé la vidéo, abonnez-vous à la vidéaste et on se voit à la prochaine vidéo. Salut!